I'm Jared. You are?
Dominic.
Dominic. Last name?
Dominic Kuklawood.
Which is from your ethnic, it's an ethnic name, right?
Kukla is, yeah.
Okay.
The lady had wood and we just smushed them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you always lived in Oregon?
Portland and the Czech Republic.
Okay.
Or now Czechia, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where my family's from. Both my parents are from there, from the same town.
Cool.
I was born here. We actually moved there.
Really?
When I was in kindergarten.
Wow.
Yeah, was there for a year and a half.
Okay.
Our house was on the market. They almost accepted an offer. And all of our stuff was over there. And then there was a death in the family.
Wow.
So we all flew back for the funeral, stayed in the house, with just the mattresses on the floor.
Oh.
And my parents said, you know what? Actually, fuck it. We're going to stay here.
Wow.
And so they've had that house in Selwood for forever. And
wow.
And I haven't strayed too far, man. I was in Eugene for a couple of years.
Okay.
And I've been in Beaverton for like 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what high school did you go to?
LaSalle Catholic College
Okay.
Preparatory.
Yep. That's awesome. Wow. So do you remember being over there?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So you were old enough. So how many years were you guys there then?
So we lived there for a year and a half.
A year and a half.
But we would also go there every summer. So
okay.
yeah, I was just back there this summer for a while. We had a huge honeymoon. My wife had her 10-year sabbatical at Nike.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so we got to just post up in Prague for 2 weeks.
Oh.
And then, spend like a week in the hometown.
That is so cool. So are you bilingual then?
Ano.
That's yes.
Ano. Umím mluvit česky.
Okay. All right.
Nemluvím tak dobře, jak mluvím anglicky, ale aspoň přízvuk mám hezký.
So now say that in English.
I said, yeah, I speak Czech. I don't speak Czech as good as I speak English, but at least my pronunciation is pretty.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow. I had no idea. I guess this is the joy of doing conversational interviews.
Yeah.
So you're in sales right now. What, has that always been something you've gravitated to, or was there something before that?
No. So yeah, now I'm in a sales plus.
Okay.
So, I'm the only other employee at the front end of the business. There's 8 data scientists, also full-time, who are remote and I've never met. But other than that, it's just me and the founder doing everything at the front of the business. So, much closer to, a co-founder than the average sales guy right now.
It's exciting.
And so I would say, I've always gravitated toward, entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. Always saw that eventually being the thing.
Yeah.
Had a couple of projects in my 20s.
Yeah.
And then sales, no, I wasn't gravitated towards. No. Never attracted me. I got really into personal development, like all sorts of self-help and everything. And that puts you, that exposed me to a lot of sales.
Yeah.
But no, and I'm actually quite, repulsed by, a lot of the bad sales stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like it's not something I am okay with.
Yeah.
But, more broadly speaking, I realized that, sales is just influencing people. It's just like getting your ideas across.
Yeah.
It's a skill set I need to be an entrepreneur. It's a skill set I need to do good in the world. And so, but it was, no, I'm not, and most good salespeople are like hunters, Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to be the best salesperson. I'm more of a caretaker.
Okay. Have you heard of the term knowing what your why is?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's a very personal answer. Sometimes it's not. It's just like whatever drives you to get out of bed and put your shoes on and be successful for the day can be totally different depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I always struggled with trying to be motivated to own the day, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really because I wasn't aligned with who I was or what I wanted to give to the world. So once I was aligned with my why, then it was really easy to be motivated. And I don't know if that is partially because of ADHD, which I have, or not. I don't know. Do you know what your why is? And it's okay to say no, because I didn't find out my why until I was 47. It's quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you know what your why is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, I've had a pretty strong sense of why for a while. When I was in my early 20s, I had, a deeply exploratory phase. A lot of learning. I dropped out of college. Tried to start a business, was just really searching to understand life, and read every spiritual book and personal development-y thing, and so all these books about purpose, and I've written out my definite major purpose a zillion times. Although I will say I've definitely struggled with the how. Okay. Yeah, and so there's been a lot of I got a really strong sense of purpose. I know why I'm here. But oftentimes being really unclear on the next step, or, for a lot of my 20s, I would, try to do these excessively ambitious things, without really getting practical or disciplined on the next step. Yeah. Interesting. And in terms of what my why is. Yeah. My why is, to have fun, and I mean that in the deepest sense of the word. Yeah. And I think that I think life is designed such that if you're doing what you're designed to do, you feel best. Yeah. And we're designed to work with each other and help each other and make a beautiful experience to the best of our abilities. Yeah. And so my why is just to not take myself too seriously and enjoy the process, and then do everything I fucking can to help as many people as possible. That's awesome. And so that's what I've been pulled for a long time. They say people are more locally or globally focused. Yeah. As neither one is better kind of personality trait spectrum. Yeah. And so, locally is I just want, me and my family, we're going to, and globally is I want to be out there, and that is me very much. You think part of that is because you've experienced something other than living in the United States, that it's giving you a broader perspective of things? Yeah, I mean, yes, I think, coming from another country and another culture was foundational to everything. Yeah. Kind of having a different identity, seeing different ways to live. And a lot of that, similarly from my upbringing, from my religious upbringing, that, you're kind of taught to serve a higher purpose. And though I haven't kept the dogma, that has, my purpose has kind of remained in that sense, Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned something interesting, because you mentioned the want, or this drive to help others. And growing up, did you ever see an example of that in someone else in your life? Maybe a relative or a friend, or like my daughter right now, she wants to be a nurse, and she's seen a lot of that in her life. She's only 15, but so that's kind of her thing is right now she really wants to be a nurse, which is great if she ends up going down that path. I mean, we need more nurses, right? So did you ever have that kind of exposure to somebody in your life that did a lot of good, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. So, for a long time it was just Jesus. Yeah. That was just my kind of one and only hero for a long time growing up. Yeah. And then beyond that, there was a lot of love in the family. but I don't know if I really had an example of like a real like altruist. I had no concept of any sort of activism.
Yeah.
But I will say that I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I made friends with like the kind of naughty kids in my class for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know, they were kind of the bad kids. And so, and, you know, I quickly, I don't know, kind of exposed me to like other people having challenges in their life. And for whatever reason around that time, I started to become, you know, I don't know, feeling like a little bit of an outsider. Yeah, I found myself kind of connecting with people on the outside or people on the fringes. Yeah, I don't think I really had much of a sense of like altruism or duty. You know, I've always been a kind person for the most part. Yeah. But I definitely, when I was in high school and stuff, I was just trying to have fun and like be popular. I used to really care about being popular. Yeah. Like I wasn't being altruistic. But then when, around college, you know, I also grew up conservative. Yeah. Yeah, I had one friend in particular that, you know, was very left, and we'd like debate things, and then sometime around college, man, I just started to get a sense of, you know, really start to feel like some things being wrong in the world, and instantly just felt like I should do something about it. Yeah. You know, it was never a thing of like, oh, someone will do that, or I can't do anything. You know, my problem has been like the excessive, you know, if anything, it'd be like illusions of grandeur of like what I can affect. And I started to read a lot of, you know, personal development and spirituality and all these things, and things that really helped me, and I became, you know, really interested in like spreading that stuff to other people.
No, that's really cool. What was the first, did you come to a meetup or something like that the first time?
Oh, good question. I need to think about this. Was only very recently.
Yeah, it's a recent thing.
Okay. So, well, first I'd been in Nedspace before, like 5 years ago or something.
Oh, cool.
Previous ownership.
Got it.
I had some interaction with the startup community for a couple of years. We go to events.
Okay.
But no, then I got the job. I was going to a lot of events for this job, and I came to an event here. Okay.
You've been doing some sales stuff here, which is awesome. I know that we're all really excited to learn more and have that interaction with you. Remind me the name of the business again that you're affiliated with.
Yeah, the business I'm affiliated with is called Data Speaks.
Data Speaks. And what's the core of what that business does or helps with when it comes to people or sales? Tell me about that a little bit.
Yes. So we are a marketing attribution platform. Okay. That means figuring out which ads are driving sales. Just one of the main issues of marketing is trying to figure out which ads worked. All right. So obviously, you know, if you put a billboard up, it's hard to track. Yeah. And then, you know, now in the digital marketing era, you know, when you can sell online and advertise online, you know, platforms like Facebook, Google, they will give you some numbers on how much money they think they're making you. But for a number of reasons, those numbers are very inaccurate. Okay. And so, you know, today that's a problem, you know, every good marketer is facing. And many people have their own systems and, you know, of trying to figure out what's working. Yeah. And so, you know, that problem has really been solved to a new level. With machine learning in particular, and being able to process massive amounts of information, it's gotten very good. And so we build a custom model for every client. Okay. We work primarily with D2C e-com businesses. Okay. And we plug in all of your marketing information. We plug in all of your sales information. Yeah. And then, you know, create a custom model, breaking down your whole business. It's very hands-on, it's very hard. Wow. But yeah, we will create a custom model, and in about a month, you will know with like 96% accuracy what the specific return on investment for your ads is. And that's top of funnel, bottom of funnel, everything. Even like the vague like branding stuff.
Wow.
You know, and people are like, is this getting me sales? Like, yeah, we can quantify that.
Wow, that's pretty huge. That's exciting. So you're in a situation to where potentially other people, because it's just you and the owner, right?
On the front end.
So is the goal to duplicate someone like you so that there's like 2 or 3 of you when it grows? Yeah. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we actually just got just started a conversation about bringing somebody else on board. You know, we just don't. He funded this himself. He's been building it for 5 years, fully self-funded. You know, he's had a marketing agency and he sold a number of businesses. Yeah. And so, yeah, they're just. And I took this job fully on commission. You know, nothing guaranteed at all. Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, we didn't take that path of getting funded, and you know, we probably will at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
But certainly, man.
Thanks for sharing everything. Before this little interaction, we went and did some photos out on the streets of Portland, so that was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. What was it? Because you mentioned, I mean, I could have dragged it out. We could have gone for like an epic photo session, but I was like, the lighting and everything was like on point. It was like, I'm really excited to do some editing with that. Other than maybe like seeing your photos, have you ever had like photos taken like that before?
Yeah, I've had some like headshots taken. Cool. I can't remember what. I've been in a couple professional photos.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but this was funner.
That was really cool. We grabbed some architecture stuff behind you, and then some graffiti, which I love some good graffiti, the colors and stuff like that. I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. I look forward to the sales stuff that's coming up. I think another one, this coming Tuesday? Yep. So that'll be really good. So yeah.
Thank you, man. Let me just say, working with you, Jared, has been truly delightful. That was very fun, very comfortable, and like so ridiculously efficient and quick. Yeah. I'm so impressed with how quickly we got that and how just easy it was. It is uncomfortable for a lot of people taking photos.
It is.
You made that really easy. And then just the whole experience has been great, man. Like this, talking to you is really nice. This has been like a, you know, therapy-like, cathartic, healthy, good discussion.
It's
man.
Some of the life experiences, because I grew up in a very traditional religious home. Yeah. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I'm very much a relationship-driven person. Like, say thanks for sharing. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah, thank you.